Welcome to the WyldLyfe podcast. I'm your host, Jess Hayes. I'm here today with D-Drop, aka Dalton, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. But this right here is like my little brother. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. So today we're pretty much talking music, rap, because that's what Dalton does. I have his CDs right in front of us here. There's the actual CD itself. This is what album? This is Execution?
Yeah.
So this is Execution. I believe there are 10 tracks on here, and they're all listed on the inside of the flap. If you want to purchase one of these, where can they find these?
They can just contact me or my mom.
So you can go to D-Drop Music on Facebook. You can go ahead and like that and follow that. And then if you want to purchase one of these to support him and his background in music, then just go over to that Facebook page, send him a message. You can find his mom on there also, all on D-Drop Music on Facebook.
Or just DM Dalton J. Lochner on Instagram.
Or that. So we already pretty much got all of your social media out of the way. So he just said you are Dalton J. Lochner, at Dalton J. Lochner. It's on Instagram, so go find that. D-Drop Music is found where? Facebook?
Everywhere.
Everywhere
you can think of.
Okay, so go make sure you look up D-Drop Music. Go give them a like, give them a follow. So today, let's just start it out real nice and easy. When did you first start rapping?
When I was 13, my dad had built this bar, and it was like, and then we turned it into a movie room. And on the movie screen, you used to be able to play like music and beats and stuff. So one day I was sitting with my brother Malik, and he was like, "Have you guys ever wrote a song?" I was like, "No." Like at this point I've only listened to songs. So I was like, "No." He was like, "All right, let's try to make one." I was like, "I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can make one." And so, long story short, he made me make one. And they were doing their songs, or their verses, and I was holding mine back because I was nervous. And eventually they got me to do it.
Who's they? This is Malik and Braxton both?
Yeah, Malik and Braxton. Eventually they got me to do it. And they were like, when I was done, I looked up and their faces were just amazed, I guess. And they were like, "Your verse is better than both of ours combined." And I was like, "Nah, I really don't think so." Because at the time, to me, nothing I did was good. So, anyways, that's basically the start of it. I showed my mom and dad, and they were like, "You can actually make a career out of this." And my head just went to that space.
So we have your merch here also. Dalton's mom, she makes all of this merch at their house. She has a Cricut, so she presses her own, her own letters and everything. She buys hats and shirts, and then she presses all of his merch on there for D-Drop. So if you want some of this even to go with your CD that you're going to buy, go over to D-Drop Music on Facebook, find that, get a hold of him or his mom, and you can get t-shirts, which we don't have one with us today, but they make t-shirts also. They make hats. I got a white one. He's got the gray one. Here's a camo and black. Really, she can make it whatever you want. If you want it, red or blue or whatever, we have blue ones. If you want something special made, though, just get a hold of Robin, which is his mom, and you can find her through the D-Drop Music on the page.
My bad.
You're good.
By the way, shout out my mom. She's my manager. She's my merch maker. I'm telling you, she grinds on everything. She books me shows. She's the best mom you can ask for. She is number one.
Yeah, big help. Big help. So, where'd you play your first show at? You were how old were you when you wrote this song with Braxton and Malik?
I was 13.
So you were 13. You wrote your first verse, and you were kind of afraid to do it. But then you finally let it out, and they told you, they're like, "Wow, this is pretty good."
Yeah.
Then, where'd you go from there?
Basically, that's when I started, so I found this beat on YouTube. This was before I would buy beats. I still don't.
You have a few. You have 8.
Yeah. But, so basically I found this beat on YouTube, and you know what song this is.
Okay.
It was called Guitar Slow type beat or some shit like that. So I started playing it, and I was like, and I had this girlfriend, not gonna name any names, but she had cheated on me. So I was like, all right, fuck this bitch. So I started writing this song, and that's where the song on my album Empty Room comes from. That was my first full song. and that was the song that everyone was like, "Oh my God, I love that so much. You should actually start doing this for like, you know, profit."
Yeah, and I have that song. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. If I can't find it here, you can go over to WyldLyfe Podcast on Facebook, and I'll post it on there for sure. And you guys can go share that, like it, watch it, listen to it. But this was the very first song that Dalton ever wrote. This is, about 2 years after I started hanging out around your guys' house pretty often, because me and Braxton were really good friends. And I don't have it on my phone anymore, but I used to have it. But anyways, we'll definitely get that at WyldLyfe Podcast on Facebook. Just go over there, follow that page, and you'll be able to find that song. When I first heard this, I think you were 15 when you wrote it?
Yeah.
Or 16, somewhere around there. And when I first heard it, I was like, it's deep. It's a really deep song for, a 15, 16-year-old to be writing. And just good lyrics all around, good beat. Of course, you never bought the beat, but, it'll work out in the end.
You know what's funny? Everybody thought my second song that I made, because that was my first song, Empty Room. Everybody thought my second song that I made was Game Changer.
Yeah.
It wasn't Game Changer. My second song was actually an MGK Alpha Omega remix.
Okay.
And
Do you remember it, or?
No. Dude, that was... I'm 18 now, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Dude, that was so long. But, no, that was my second song. And, that's when I started to believe, I think I'm actually pretty good at this stuff.
So your first show, where'd you play your first show at?
My first show was on Jupiter Studios in Alliance, Ohio.
And how'd that go for you? Did you have a pretty good show out?
Yeah. This was back before I knew, you had to have those drives. What are they called?
Yeah, a flash drive to play your music on.
Yeah, so I just used my phone. But, the aux cord was still...
It was trash.
The aux cord at that time was good.
Well, yeah, the very first show that I went to with you guys, the aux cord worked pretty good. But then after that, it was just terrible.
And it was a rap show, so I got done doing my set. And this was when I had like 4 or 5 songs ready and done. So I got done doing my set, and I was surprised at how many, like, not just, young kids.
Yeah,
like
in the scene you're talking about.
Yeah, people you would think, would like Eminem, like, came up to me and, told me I did a great job and stuff like that.
So I just found Empty Room real quick. I'm going to give it a little play.
All
It might not sound great. This is on the mic, not played through the computer, but wasn't super ready for this, but I got it.
Yeah.
And your voice was
Yeah, this was without...
any editing. This was just on a phone.
I'm sitting in this empty room, all alone after school.
Your voice is
Look,
high.
I just wanna be with you. When I first saw you, I thought you were cool, so I walked up to you. I was stumbling like a fool. What I didn't know is that you weren't alone. You had hidden.
I sound so young in
each
this.
other's phones, and what I saw is that I wasn't even close. Supposedly.
So I'm going to pause that. So pretty much like you said, just give us a little background about this song. You were dating a girl, or you were just talking to her, or what?
No, we were dating.
You were actually dating.
Yeah, she
And
actually
then-
broke up with her boyfriend to be with me because that's how much we liked each other.
You know how that works out, man.
Yeah.
Every time a girl, breaks up with her boyfriend for another guy, it'll happen again. It never just happened once.
So, well, she didn't really break up with me. She cheated on me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So there's...
Once a cheater, always a cheater, Dalton.
Yeah. So there's this kid, not gonna name his name,
Yeah.
but she's texted me one day and she was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I was like, why? It was in the summer, I remember too. I was like, why? She's like, I don't know, I just don't like you as much as I used to. Which it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, alright. So we get done with that, and then I find out, I go to school and I have this friend, I'll name his name, his name's... And, fuck, cut that out. I don't want to name his name.
I'll cut
Alright.
it.
But I have this friend, and he was like, hey, what's-her-face has been hanging out with this kid. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, and actually I heard she was cheating on you. So I asked her about it, and she was like, yeah. I didn't want to tell you then because I thought you would get mad. And I was like, no fucking shit, I'm going to get mad. Like, you were cheating on me. And that's basically, I don't like to get into that stuff, but
So-
that's basically what happened.
I skipped ahead a little bit, and this is what pretty much what he had to say towards the middle of the song.
Ever but said you chose to be with someone better. Oh, you're fine now. Fucking letter. Go let some thirsty boy give you his sweater, or I feel bad. Hell no, never. Sit there and cry forever until your life get better.
So you pretty much, I don't want to play the whole thing because,
Yeah.
of course, we want them to go look at it, or you know,
It sounds 20,
sounds way better
20
now.
times better on the album.
So also, if they want to find this, where else can they find this? Because obviously they're not going to be able. If they don't want to just buy this, where else can they find your music? It's on multiple platforms.
It's on basically everything.
If you look up on
iTunes.
Reverb Nation is a big one. iTunes, it's on there under D Drop, correct? Or is it D Drop Music also?
D-Drop Music.
Okay, so D Drop Music on iTunes, you can find it on there. So
Spotify.
this is Spotify. So this is on multiple platforms. You don't have to buy, you know, a raw CD to hear this. You can look it up all over the place. The one place it's not yet is YouTube, and that'll be coming soon.
Well, actually, it is.
Well, you have only live recordings on YouTube, right? You don't have.
DistroKid. I go through this platform called DistroKid. They're the ones, we send the music to DistroKid, and they post it on everything.
All right,
So,
sweet.
yeah, it's on YouTube Music.
Okay, so you guys can find it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now-
Actually, a couple songs I had with you are on YouTube Music.
That's not good. Anyway, yeah, nobody wants to hear my music. This is all about D Drop today. What do you think your best song was that you've ever written so far? Ever wrote, rather?
Well, I think this new one that I have is probably going to be the best, but the best one so far is All Day.
You think All Day is the best one? I believe
Yeah.
I have that on here. We'll find out.
Or you know what? It could be the X remix.
So the X remixes, I like the X remix a lot, and I actually don't have All Day. So
I
yeah.
have it, I think.
Do you?
Yeah.
Here's the X remix. I'm not gonna let it play all the way. I'm gonna skip ahead some too. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but you guys all know X. He came out with the song "Look at Me." Lil Dicky had a song that was also based off the same beat, and I believe it was also called "Look at Me," right? Or was it called?
No, it was called it was a song about him getting too high. That's what it was
Okay,
called.
yeah, too high. So this beat's been tossed around a lot between artists, and Dalton decided to take it one day and run with it, and this is what he came out with.
Quit talking, deep drops are rocking, non-stop talk, tick-tock, times are cussing. Don't wanna hear shit, but still hear it often. Motherfuckers gonna keep talking through a coffin. Saying shit you don't mean like a plan is plotting. Talk about real music, bitch, I am popping. Cause when I say something, you fucks it nauseous. When you come up to me, you best stay cautious. Don't wanna hear me spit, everybody on my shit, so you might as well quit. I won't fuck with no bitch. Cheat up on this shit, there's only...
So you guys get the point. Like, for how old were you when you wrote that one? 16, 17?
Yeah.
It's been a few years
Yeah,
now.
I was 16 when I wrote that one.
And that was also just full of lyrics, fast, you know, all kinds of different flow changes in there.
And I was at that point, you know, Joyner Lucas had just come out, and he would start doing this fast shit. And I know Eminem did some of that fast shit, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. And
now most of your stuff is fast now.
yeah. So hold on,
Did
I'm
you
trying.
find it?
I'm trying to find.
All right, well, while you're looking for that, just remember, you guys can find him at D-Drop Music on Facebook, honestly, all platforms, YouTube Music, Spotify, Reverb Nation.
Alright.
The good thing about Reverb Nation is it actually does view counts, and then if he's on, like, the top viewed out of Youngstown area or whatever, then it'll put him at the top of the page, and it'll just help more people see him, right?
Yeah.
So, Reverb Nation, if you guys live around the area of Youngstown, you know, anywhere really northeast Ohio, go to Reverb Nation, give it a couple watches, and that'll just boost him up in the Youngstown scene of music.
So my most popular track on YouTube Music is the "Look at Me" one,
Yeah.
and that has 1,100 views. So hold on, I know where All Day is, right there.
Okay, so let's give this one a listen. New phone. Who is this? So All Day was posted.
my volume's all the way
Yeah,
down.
All Day was posted on December 4th.
Motherfuckers ain't ready for. Open up the door, better hit the floor. Brought the confetti for. Pull up in the four-wheel drive for. You a little boy in a Maserati, roll over it like a toy. Yeah. When I arrive, people jumping out the seat. I don't want your fake shit. You ain't got nowhere to keep. This is my game. Only motherfucker with the key. I don't need a fucking hook. I can do this shit for weeks. Yeah. How many times do I gotta say it right? And day by day, let's get out my.
What do you think? We'll scoot forward a little bit. just because I know that was only just the beginning.
Yeah, but that.
Overseas, little bitches ain't got nuts, they got ovaries. You know I follow the code, it ain't new to me. Tell me why I got your bitch up in here soothing me. Shit, man, I ain't impressed by your jewelry. When you get some good
I've let the
girls,
fast
come and
part play
talk
out a
to
little
me.
bit.
Hey, and I'm hunting, I'm doing it while I'm stunting. Your shit be up in the freezer, my shit
skipped
be
it.
up in the
Did I
oven.
skip
They
the
wanna
whole-
know why
Yeah.
you run it. Is it cause I came up punching? I'm a blast, take it back. When I rap, I know you love it, yeah.
So that was the best edit song that we have. We actually went to, you know, an outside source to have that one, you know, actually recorded, and that's why it sounds way better than most of the
And-
other ones that we have.
Yeah, a little story about that song. When I was when I started, because I picked the beats after I write, like, a line. So I wrote a line, and it said, pull up in a four-wheel drive Ford. Because I was thinking, you know, all these rappers are talking about having, like, German engineering and shit like that.
Yeah, all kinds of
And
foreigns.
I'm from Ohio, like, straight in the country. So I was like, you know, fuck that. I'm just going to show, you know, who I really am. So I was like, pull up in a four-wheel drive Ford, you a little boy, in a Maserati, roll over it like a toy. And that's probably my favorite line in that song.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, after playing Jupiter, you've played multiple shows. You've played the Vortex in Akron. You played Jupiter, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
What was your best show? What was your best experience so far?
You know, it was probably at Jupiter. It was probably my birthday bash.
Yeah, and that one was nice, and we had other artists there also for the birthday bash, which was nice.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a lead up to you as the headliner for your birthday, which was sweet. Definitely, the venue that we went to, well, it was the Vortex in Akron. It was pretty nice when we walked in there.
Yeah.
Just a little low on the fan side, but I'm sure they could build that up with, you know, they don't really have like Jupiter. They always bring you in, and like 3 other guys are like regulars, a regular music artists from the area of Alliance. So they come multiple times, and people start to get to know them and want to come more. For the Vortex, I think it's just the fact that they don't really have that 1, 2, 3 artists that continuously come to drag people in. But definitely, we'll have to keep going to Vortex and try to build our own, you know, fan base up there and grow up there.
Because you know, I'm really, when it comes to shows, I'm in grind mode. Like, I'm trying to get. Well, actually, my mom is. She's trying to get me as much shows, because, you know, I asked her to, as much shows as she can, and she's really pulling it off. Like, I never thought, like, I'm still in Ohio, but I never thought I would travel to Toledo and Columbus and all this other shit.
So I have this right here. So for the upcoming D-Drop shows, if you guys wanted to see him, or if you're from around these areas, his very next show coming up is Scully's in Columbus, Ohio, which is, I've heard, is a super nice venue. I've personally never actually been inside of it, but I've been in downtown, and I've seen, you know, the area around it, and it's definitely, you know, it's a nice city. Columbus is nice all around. But on March 13th in Scully's, Columbus, Ohio, and then the next show after that is Akron, Ohio at the Vortex. That's April 2nd. We have a lot of friends around this area, so we're going to try to pack that night. And if you're around the same area as us, if you're watching from your house, you know, Atwater, Randolph, somewhere right around here, the Vortex in Akron isn't actually like downtown Akron, or like when you think of Akron, you think of the university or something like that. It's not. It's actually right on the outskirts. It's almost like Talmadge. It's not all the way into Akron. And that's on April 2nd. So if you always think that you want to go to a show or whatever, and it's at Vortex, and it's in Akron, it's not really like downtown Akron. It's not that far. It's about 20-minute drive. And then after that, he goes to the Polish Ostrich. That's in Toledo, Ohio. That's on May 2nd. So these will be your first 2 shows between Scully's and Columbus and the Polish Ostrich and Toledo. These will be your first shows like out there.
Yeah.
Those are both about 2 hours away. I mean, Toledo's even further than 2 hours, but they're both 2.5 hours away. Those are good drives. The good thing about that is, if anybody watching this is from around those areas, then he might be bringing a show towards you guys where you can actually come and don't have to come all the way to Akron or Alliance. The only bad thing is dragging all your people from out here out there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the very last show. This is last year. I can't remember the exact date this was at Jupiter Studios in Alliance. But he's going to be at a street show in Jupiter Studio. They usually try to pick a nice day. Unfortunately, it rained last year. I think it was like late summer, I believe. Me and Malik went up there and walked around for a little bit. I think it was like August. I don't know. I could be wrong, though. But this is usually in the summer, I believe, for the street show. So those are his upcoming dates. I'm going to repeat them one more time. Scully's in Columbus. That's March 13th. Vortex in Akron, April 2nd. Polish Ostrich, that's in Toledo, May 2nd. And then the street show in Jupiter is to be announced. They haven't determined an exact date or time yet. I'm sure they're going to try to cut it close to stay out of the rain this year because it poured last year and it was terrible. So those are the upcoming dates. Are you excited?
Yeah, you know, I used to get nervous before shows and stuff, but now, like, you get used to it. Like, you get used to all the people staring at you. I used to have to wear sunglasses so they couldn't see my eyes.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to.
I've looked up some videos of people performing at Scully's, and it seems to get pretty packed.
Yeah.
Seems like they get a good amount of people in there. The Polish Ostrich am I saying that right? Polish Ostrich.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that place, so I'll definitely do some research and look that up, and I'm sure they get a good crowd. I mean, usually anything in a big city, I mean, Toledo's a big city, Columbus is a big city, Alliance really isn't that big, and Akron's medium, so those don't really get the crowds that a big city could pull in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, like, these names of these venues, but, when you're, like, coming up and you're not, like, really shown to anybody yet, you just go for any venue you can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get noticed. You're not trying to,
It's all about trying to get, your name D-Drop out there.
You're not trying
get
to
more
fuck
people to
around.
hear the name D-Drop, and then, after you get so many people that actually hear it and can recognize the name, then you can start building off of that. All right, so we're coming down to the wire here. We only got, like, a few more minutes, so you want to, you brought us a little something to show us today? Now, I just wanted to say sorry about all the audio. Still new to the podcast here, so, this is only my 5th podcast. We're only about a week and a half in. I don't really know exactly how to edit in music on the actual computer other than if I overlaid it. So I'm trying to just do all of this raw right through the mic, which it didn't sound too bad earlier when we tested it, but it could be worse now. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to take my jacket off.
All right. So we're just going to continue with playing it through the mic this time. I'll definitely have to look up some videos. If you guys have any editing background, send me a message or something. Help me out here. I'm not super tech savvy. I know a little bit, but not all of it. All right. So you're going to give us a couple verses on here.
Yep.
When did you write this?
Week ago.
A week ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You think you got it good enough now?
Yeah.
All right.
At least the first verse part, yeah.
Just the first verse. I'm good. All right. You ready?
Well, I don't want to do the whole song because that's actually dropping on Sunday.
All right. I skipped forward a little bit just because the beat drops way in.
All right.
So I actually, before I play this, I'm just going to tell you guys, this beat I just recently purchased off of Millie Beats. You guys can find that in the description. If you guys want to buy your own beats, you guys make music, you can go to Millie Beats on YouTube. You can send him a message on Facebook at Millie Beats, and then you can buy beats off of him also.
Oh yeah, shout out Millie Beats. He has great prices on his
Yes,
stuff.
great prices, good beats too.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, D-Drop. No, we on WyldLyfe podcast. It's a long ass intro.
Yeah, the intro is long.
It's okay. I'm gonna wait
All
for
right.
the beat to drop.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Hey, I was the one in the game till a motherfucker came up asking for a song with my name. I was the one wanted fame, wanted money, wanted power, wanted everything that came with the change. I was the one on stage. I was the one everybody knew belonged in the cage. I was the one who's insane. I was the one, bitch. I was the one. Here we go. I'm a serial killer, bitch. When it comes to lyrics, I'm the illest. Everybody on me trying to feel it, but they all pathetic. Don't be sympathetic when they coming up to me and asking me for leverage. Gonna need a beverage. I'm about to bring the heat like I'm a devil. Yeah, little bitch, get on my level. I don't stop and I don't settle. I'ma go and get my medal. Take a little bike and pedal all the way home forever. Motherfucker wanna challenge me? Gonna need 20 dictionaries. Bitch, you ain't good at playing Pictionary, but you still wanna try me, man, that's scary. I am the king of the beats, I am the king of the beef, I am the king of every little motherfucking thing you could think of. Beat that dumb prick till he's down on his knees. Oh, you wanna see me, oh, you wanna see me, oh, you wanna get up on the track with a king, please leave me the fuck alone, let me be. I'm sick of every motherfucker grabbing at my feet. I'm about to leave the rap game, throw away the key. I'm frowning my membrane, think it's time to leave, but you know when I do, your chances fly up to the roof. Cause I was the one in the game till a motherfucker came up asking for a song with my name. I was the one wanted fame, wanted money, wanted power, wanted everything that came with the change. I was the one on stage. I was the one everybody knew belonged in the cage. I was the one who's insane. I was the one, bitch. I was the one. Hey.
And this isn't even the beat that you built that song to, and you still make it fit and make it sound amazing.
We just picked that because he didn't want to get copyrighted, so we just picked that beat out. He actually bought that from Millie Beats. Shout out Millie Beats again. But
Just bought that beat yesterday. Dalton comes over here, tells me to look this beat up. The only problem is he hasn't bought this beat yet. So if I would have played it now before he even got the license agreement, therefore I would have got copyright. So I was like, we're just going to steer clear of the copyright claims. I said pick one out of the few beats that I've already bought off of Millie Beats. He found one that fit, and
yeah,
sure it
that's the
sounded good.
thing. Like, you know, you're gonna be good when. Well, not even that. But if you know how to write a song to where the beat can be diverse, like different beats, you know that song is gonna be good no matter what you do to it. So and I wrote a lot of songs before knowing that. So most of my songs can't go to different beats.
Yeah.
But just recently I made it so I can fit it into different places.
Well, D-Drop, thank you for coming in today. You're like a little brother to me. So this is nothing different than us just talking like normal. But thank you guys for watching WyldLyfe Podcast. I'm your host, Jess Hayes. This is D-Drop. Make sure you go get some of his CDs, some of his merch. You can find him on D-Drop Music on Facebook. You can find him on YouTube Music. You can find him on Spotify, Reverb Nation. As for me, you can find WyldLyfe Podcast on Twitter now and Instagram at WyldLyfe Podcast. Don't forget that we are really low on followers right now on Instagram and Twitter, but Facebook's doing great. WyldLyfe Podcast on Facebook. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Millie Beats.